If you've ever been curious about the dark web, chances are you've heard of the Hidden Wiki. It has this reputation, right, as the legendary starting point, a secret map to all the internet's hidden corners. But what if that map wasn't just old? What if it was actually a trap, designed to lead you straight into danger? So think about it. How do you use the regular internet? You search. But the whole point of the dark web is that it's built to be unsearchable. There's no Google, no Bing. The addresses are just this total jumble of random letters and numbers that end in .onion. You could never guess one. So if you can't search for anything, how in the world do you find anything? Well, this lack of any kind of central index creates a huge problem. Without some sort of guide, the dark web isn't just a hidden network, it's completely chaotic. It's just this massive, inaccessible pile of websites. Unless you already have the exact complicated address for a site, you're totally lost. You need a map. And for a long, long time, the answer to that problem was the Hidden Wiki. It was really the first big solution, a directory that was edited by its users, and it quickly got this nickname, the Wikipedia of the dark web. For a whole generation of users, it was pretty much the only front door. But honestly, that Wikipedia comparison is incredibly misleading. I mean, just look at the difference. Wikipedia is a single trusted source, constantly edited for accuracy. The Hidden Wiki, on the other hand, it's just pure chaos. We're talking hundreds of different versions, all competing with each other, many of them edited specifically to scam you, and a history just riddled with infighting for control. And that gets us to the real heart of the problem. When you try to use this map, you're not just dealing with something that's unreliable. You're walking into something that could be actively malicious. The map itself is the trap. Okay, so here's the most critical thing to get. There is no single official Hidden Wiki anymore. The original site has been taken down, hacked, and copied so many times that what's left is basically a sea of fakes. It's something called the mirror problem, and it's where almost all the danger comes from. So, a malicious mirror. It looks, it feels, it acts just like the real thing. But it's a trap. The people who make them just copy the directory and then go in and swap out the legitimate links with their own scam sites. The entire point of a malicious mirror is to take advantage of the trust people have in the name the Hidden Wiki. And the consequences of falling for one, they're pretty serious. You might click on what looks like a well-known marketplace, but it's actually a phishing site built to steal your password. Or you'll land on a fake store that just takes your cryptocurrency and disappears. In some cases, just clicking the wrong link is enough to infect your whole system with malware. But let's just say for a second that you get lucky. Let's say you manage to navigate this minefield and land on one of the few, let's call them more or less legitimate versions of the directory. What does the real map even show you? Well, it's a real mixed bag. You start with something called introduction points, which has links to actual search engines. That seems helpful. But then right next to it, you find the financial services section, which is just filled with dangerous scams. And then you see these really important legitimate links for whistleblowing and privacy, sites like ProPublica or Sci-Hub, sitting right alongside forums and social media platforms. It's a perfect reflection of the dark web itself, part useful, part treacherous. But as the dark web started to mature, its users got a lot smarter. The constant risk and the totally outdated nature of the Hidden Wiki, well, it forced people to come up with way better and much safer ways to get around. So today, experienced users rely on tools like Dread. You can think of Dread as basically the Reddit of the dark web. Links get posted, they get discussed, and they get vetted by a real-time community. If a link is a scam, people will call it out almost immediately. Others use what are called onion indexers, which are these automated bots that just constantly check if links are even working, which saves you from clicking on dead or dangerous pages. And when you put them side by side, it's not even a fair fight. The Hidden Wiki is static, it's manually edited, and it's incredibly high risk. These modern tools are dynamic, they're automated, and they're checked by an active community. There's really no contest. The old, flawed paper map has been totally replaced by a live GPS. So, what's the big takeaway from all this? The Hidden Wiki is a fascinating piece of internet history for sure. It's a relic from a wilder, earlier time on the dark web. But its reputation as a useful guide, that is dangerously out of date. Ultimately, the best way to think about it is this. While it might be an interesting historical landmark, for anyone actually trying to explore today, the Hidden Wiki isn't a map, it's a minefield. And that leaves us with one final question. In a digital world that now has much better, much safer tools, where the old map is filled with traps laid by pirates, is it ever really worth the risk to even try and use it?